Welcome to another episode of Unfiltered, real convos, no filters, where we honor God, our authentic selves, and the beautiful contrast of life. Listen, on today's episode, I'm so excited to have one of my best friends, Crystal Renee Hayslett, is in the building. She's going to be talking about her life and her journey as an actress, and I can't wait for you to jump in with that. I have some of my faves per usual, an Artist Me Spotlight, and also an Av Advice segment for you. So let's get into it as we start with my Avs scripture of the week. Today, it comes from Matthew 5:14 through 16. You are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. Listen, that's one of my favorite scriptures, even from when I was a little girl. I love that scripture because it's one of the ones that my mother taught me to never dim my light, to always be authentically me, and my light will attract those who are called to run my race with me. And those it does not, and those that it bothers, it's okay. You go ahead and you keep moving and you embrace the light that God has placed inside of you because He gave it to you. So you have an obligation to accept it and to receive it. Yes, that's it. So listen, have you ever had an opportunity to just take a look at yourself and say, I'm in my own way. I'm the one that is my hindering block. I am the one that's hijacking my own purpose. Well, I had that revelation just recently, and I want to encourage somebody that may be dealing with the same. Sometimes we will talk ourselves out of everything that God has talked into us, because when we pray and we ask Him to answer and He shows up with an answer, sometimes we show up with our own shame, our own unworthiness, our own disqualifications about ourselves. And I've said this earlier, and it's going to stay with me because it's my quote. If you've been called, there's nobody, no devil in hell that can recall the call on your life because God gave it to you. So I want to encourage you to allow yourself to embrace the blessings that have your name on them. Don't stop. Don't quit. Move out of your own way. Celebrate you if nobody else does. Pray for yourself if nobody else does. Encourage yourself if nobody else does. It's all about you, and that's not selfish. It's what God wants you to have, His identity inside of you, so that you can be cool with being you as you affect and bring about love, respect, and honor to your other relationships. Because if you don't know you, you can't get to know others. All right, that's my little tidbit, girl, for the runway. How many of you all can get into this edge booster? Edge booster at the beauty supply store. They got purple, green, orange. I love the colors, but they work if you have some unruly edges. Baby, I'm telling you, edge booster has you together. Get you a good toothbrush and some edge boosting. Make your edges look like you're a little girl. And some curls and all of that you ain't never had before. It helps you. If your texture ain't about it, it's okay. Those are Av's faves for the season. Let's get into the Artist Me Spotlight. My Artist Me Spotlight for this week and this episode of Av Unfiltered is none other than Miss Kelly Rowland. Listen, I love Kelly. She is amazing. I love her heart. She's bananas. A few weeks ago, Kelly Rowland did an interview with Rosenberg on New York's Power 105.1, where it was suggested that Miss Kelly played second to Beyonce's Light. Ooh, listen to me. I need every woman to see how she answered that. That's what led me to choosing her as my spotlight. That thing got everybody together. And not only that, on the AMAs, when Chris won the Artist Male Soul and R&B Artist of the Year after they canceled his performance, okay, she got the audience together and said he is amazing. His artistry is beautiful. He is an amazing creative. She gave him his flowers because he deserved it. I love you for that, Kelly. She is a singer, actress, television personality. She rose to fame in the late 1990s as a member of Destiny's Child. Following the disbanding of Destiny's Child in 2006, she released her second studio album called Miss Kelly. Her fourth studio album, Talk a Good Game, in 2013 became her third top 10 album on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart. She was a television judge on the 8th season of the X Factor UK, as well as the 3rd season on the X Factor USA, and she has continued her television career by hosting Chasing Destiny and starring as a coach on The Voice Australia. Throughout her career, Rowland has sold over 40 million records as a solo artist and further 60 million with Destiny's Child. Her work has earned her several awards and nominations, including 5 Grammy Awards, 1 Billboard Music Award, and 2 Soul Train Music Awards. Can we please take a moment to celebrate our sister for the Artist Me Spotlight, Kelly Rowland? You guys know that Artist Me is my brand. It's about seeing yourself as the artistry that God created and all of the beauty that's inside of you put together to make you authentically you. So that's you, Kelly. We love you and we celebrate you. So let's get into this interview with my boo. Listen, you guys, I'm so excited. Guess what? Today is not only just a guest on Unfiltered, but this is my sister and my friend for now 8 years. 2014 is when I first met you with Tasha and the wedding and all of that. It's amazing. But Crystal Renee Hayslett is an actor and singer currently starring as Fatima, Tyler Perry's sisters on BET, and its spinoff, Fatima, BET Plus. Originally from Martin, Tennessee, Crystal settled in Atlanta sometime after earning her degree in public relations and communication. She landed her role on Sisters while working in the costume department of Tyler Perry Studios. Miss Crystal Renee Hayslett has also been featured in The Game, BET, Stomp the Yard 2, Homecoming, Sony Pictures. So today I'm excited to welcome my sister and friend to Unfiltered for our listeners and our viewers. Hey girl!
Hey sis, hey!
Hey, you look beautiful!
You too, thank
Come on
you.
here.
You know,
that's how we do.
yes.
How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel really good.
If anybody can talk about it being your season, this one right here can say, it's my season, and you ain't letting up.
My mom used to always ask my mother, she would always say, honey, it's just not your season, it's not your season. And I would always say, Mom, when is it my season? Maybe a year or two ago, she called me, she goes, hey, it's your season. And Pastor John always talks about seasons.
Yes.
And I was like,
they're multiple.
Yes.
They're multiple. But this one, so what people fail to realize before we just get started into questions is that seasons are upon you when you're ready to embrace them.
Yes.
And so sometimes we want things prematurely we're not ready to handle.
Yep.
But this sister right here, you know how people do that, overnight sensation. They have no clue that you have been doing this for a really long time.
Yeah.
But they don't know you from behind the scenes and how you cared for everyone else and worked on multiple shows. So you've been getting some wisdom for years and years and years on this. So what made you have this courageous decision to switch over from a career behind the camera to coming out in front of the camera? When did you know you wanted to be an actress?
I knew at the age of 5 that I wanted to be an actress. The journey, I didn't know how I was going to get there. And it wasn't until I was working on Capitol Hill after college, and I was sitting behind a desk, and one day I was like, what am I doing? And I feel like a lot of times when we're just kind of floating through life trying to figure it out, there's a point that we hit a wall and we're like, what are we doing? And I hit that what am I doing moment, and I saw all my friends down in Atlanta just thriving. And I was like, I can thrive in Atlanta too. If they can do it, I know I can do it. It was closer to home because DC was so far away from Tennessee. So I just took a leap of faith. I literally called my mother and said, hey, Mom, I'm moving to Atlanta. She said, well, pray about it. And I was like, okay, my house is already packed in a little cube on the way to Atlanta. And she's like, just pray about it. I'm like, okay, Lord, please. But it's funny because I've always been like, my parents call me the brave one of the family. I'm always a risk taker. If I believe I can do it, I'm going to try at least. Yeah. And that's just a motto. Like, I'd rather fail at trying than to not try at all.
That's true. You got to try it to know, even if there's a possibility. But you'll never know the possibilities if you don't try.
Exactly.
And so you have pioneered that for so many of us. And so, but while you were working behind the scenes, were you actively auditioning?
I was. Funny enough, when I was just costuming, I hadn't even become the costume designer yet. There were days where my agent would say, "Hey, Crystal, we just got an audition. Can you get on tape as due today or due by tomorrow?" And I'm like, yeah. So I would literally be on set, studying the lines. I would go back up to the costume department, find something that fit that character, throw it on, run downstairs and tape it, go get some lunch, come back upstairs, change clothes, eat real quick and get back on set. Like it was, I would do everything during lunch and nobody ever knew like that, even working while you're working. A lot of people,
dynamic is so brave to me because you would think that people are just like, oh, he was like, here, try this. And for you, you wanted to go get it on your own.
Absolutely.
And I think that's so important for people to understand. Is just because you're in close proximity with someone who can extend you an opportunity, if it's a God opportunity, he's going to give it to you regardless of if they grace you onto their platform or not.
Yes.
That's what people don't get. So I always, you have fighters out there. You have little Fatimas running around on your behalf. Like, first of all, what she did was work where God placed her. And when God was like, come from behind the curtain, he pulled her from behind the curtain. So I think that is just a phenomenal. So how did you get the role Fatima? Because Fatima wasn't even the one of the four on the opening,
she wasn't.
Intro.
Yeah, so I will make room.
He said, so it's 4, that's even, that's great. So what we're going to do is scoot someone, we're going to shift down just a little bit and add number 5.
Yes, honey. It was funny enough. I had auditioned for 2 roles on Tyler shows and didn't get them. And when Tyler offered me the position to be his stylist, I was like, okay, he doesn't think I can act.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought it was like, I got something else for you. I'm going to make sure you're good. But this ain't it.
Y'all, you so sweet. Yes. And because I love you, you can watch.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I was like, okay. But I looked at it as this is an opportunity for me to still be creative. Yeah. Making a wonderful living, seeing the world, traveling with Tyler, and learning so many valuable lessons that even when I took the job, I didn't understand would help me in the position I am now as a businesswoman. But Tyler asked me to produce the show with him because it's about young women dating. And he's like, I don't know what y'all going through. He's like, so I want to bring you on as a consultant producer. And I was like, okay. And he said, you'll still costume design. So I'm reading the scripts. And this is like I had styled him for 5 years. When I made the decision to style him, I stopped auditioning. I was like, okay, I'm going to focus on Tyler. This is what I'm doing. Just if it comes back, it comes back. As I'm reading the script, I'm seeing my life just slap me in the face. And I'm like, okay, Lord, is this it? And a lot of people knew that I wanted to act. Crystal Fox knew, Tina Gordon, Tika Sumter, they all knew, and they were like, this is the time to say something. That's my baby.
If anybody will tell you the truth, she would.
She would, yeah.
Tina, by the way, is responsible for your classic ATL with T.I. and Lauren London, just in case you want to know, and much more. But if she tells you, then you really have something. Because what I know about Tina is she's not going to puff you. She's going to tell you the truth.
She's like, baby, see, I don't think that's it. Or, baby, see, I will slap you if you don't say something. Like, she's very matter of fact. And I was like, okay, I'll say something. So Tyler was doing the farewell tour, Medea. Yeah. And I actually dressed the characters for that play. But I didn't want to travel with him. He was like, do you want to come on the road? And I was like, no. I was like, I'll pop in on a few cities and we'll be good. Yeah. So I called him. I was reading the script. I called him. I was like, what are you doing? And he said, I'm just sitting backstage waiting to go on. He was literally full Medea, like waiting to go on and still answering my call. Like, that is a testament to the friend that Tyler is.
He is.
Like, it doesn't matter what he's doing. He is going to pick. I got chills.
He will. I know. I know.
He will pick up the phone.
He was on his way out of the country when John was sick and texting. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I know what you're doing right now, and I know how you're in the middle of shows, and for you to check on him like that, just bless my soul. That's who he is.
That's who he is. Yeah. And I said, I've never told you this, but I'm reading these scripts, and I want in. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, I said, I want to act.
I can hear him saying, what do you mean? Just say what you're trying to say.
What you want, baby girl? And I was like, I want to act. And I said, I've wanted to do this for years. I have been pursuing it. I stopped it when you asked me to style. You said, I had no idea that's what you wanted to do. And I was like, yeah. I said, but
So you're telling me he didn't realize that you were auditioning?
He had no idea.
So nobody told him?
Mm-hmm.
I'm tripping because again.
Yes, but it's great. It was nothing but God, because in that moment, when you say it happens when it's time, when God knows you're ready. Yeah. I had learned so much in that 5 years from being under Tyler's wing, because being a stylist is a very intimate position. So you're hearing phone calls, conversations, you're at the table.
You have to be trusted beyond.
Yes, beyond. And I'm just soaking all this knowledge up, because things that people may not get to know, like, okay, this is how I need to move. This is what I should do. Oh, this is what I need to do in this position. I see that. I see how he treated people. Saw how he conducted day to day. So when it was that time, now I know how to move. Yeah. But it was crazy, because I told him, he's like, I'm about to go on stage. I'm going to text you when I'm done. So like we hang the phone, and literally he goes, I like this idea. And I was like, oh my God. So then like a few days passed, and he goes, send me some of your self-tapes. And I said, okay. So I sent them to him. He goes, I can work with this. He said, Crystal, what? He couldn't believe he didn't know. He's like literally sitting on this, like, he had no idea. He was like, this is crazy.
Let me tell you, it's making me itch, because people who are ambitious, you might get it, but you can't sustain it. God did it in his time.
In his timing.
And what I love is it wasn't a drop in your lap. Mm-hmm. You actually worked for it. I need people to hear that, because they could be like, oh, well, she was his costume designer. So it was easy to know when auditions are, because I'm like other people, like, when did he have auditions? Even for extras, just because you love to support him, and you love to just be a part. Every movie, every script you can find yourself in, and it's like family. Yes. Yeah. People never know when it's taking place, so they may think you have an inroads. I love it, because you are telling us and also teaching us that when it's your time, there is no devil in hell. There's no jealous friend or no person who wants to put agenda or motive next to your name. None of that can hinder what God wants to do in your life. So I just thank God for that. And the fact that you were auditioning, he had no clue. Then he gets to go back and see different things. So how did it feel when he was like, I can work with this, you can act?
He's like, I'm going to give you a little role. What you do, it is on you. And I said, I will not let you down. And people don't know, like, I was an extra in Something R2, sitting in the rain in a tent in December. Like, I did background work for years, just trying to get my foot in the door, something that a lot of people don't want to do. Just
because they wanted to come in at the level of run and go instead of learn. So what you were able to do is be prepared for your God moment, because you soaked up everything you could. When this moment met you, you didn't mess it up, or you didn't come off as a B. And I said B. Because you can think that it's unfiltered. You see that? It's with the line. Thank you. People can be, you can think you're arrived, but what people fail to realize is that throughout the course of life, you're always arriving. Always. There's never a destination. You're arriving until you're no longer in existence. Exactly. And so if people can just take that note, you may be a photographer now, but you could be the director of photography for James Cameron or whoever. Like, it can go beyond what you're doing. So never despise small beginnings, because those beginnings are the intro to the soul of people who got resources to get his love and his blessings to you. I'm tripping. I'm excited. So Fatima starts off as an admin to Andy. Little role. Right.
They didn't know my name. That's Andy's secretary. They didn't know who Fatima was.
Had to give her a name.
Well, Fatima was the character's name, but they just was like, oh, that's Andy's assistant. The audience didn't know my name. Right. That's it. Was just like, who is this girl? And it was just, that's
and then you started caring about her, and then you started giving advice, and then it was like, oh, she's like one of the sisters.
And what really happened, it was the fans. Season 2 is when Zach and Fatima met. season 2 was
when you hit him.
When I hit him with a car.
Yeah. Even though it was an accident this time, we know what you're capable of.
Right. I can drive in real life, guys.
Don't hold that against me.
Right, that is funny. But the fans just went crazy, and Tyler was like, "What are you doing to these people?" He was like, "Every week Fatima's trending, like every single week," and he was like, "This is crazy." So I get a call. I'm laying on my couch, and Tyler was like, "I'm gonna make you a series regular." And I was like, oh my gosh, this is huge.
Yeah.
Like, I went from like guest star to series regular in one season. And then he goes, and I'm going to make you a sister. And I just fell off the couch. I'm so extra with time. Like, ah!
and he'd just be like, okay.
No, he'd be on the phone dying laughing. He was like, girl. But like, I was just so grateful for that moment because I told myself, I'm not going to let you down. And I went in there and I just gave it all I had.
You did exactly what you said.
Yep. And continue to study and working with Will Smith's coaches. People don't understand, like, it doesn't stop. Like, when you make it constantly evolving, constantly studying, constantly sharpening that tool. And it was just crazy. It's been a whirlwind since then.
Girl, oh my gosh. So if you could follow the career path of any of the actress legends, who would you want your career to kind of mimic or look like?
If I look
headed towards EGOT, like you want, or if you got one of those, would you be happy? If you got all of those, if you got none of those, but like, what are you channeling? Who are you channeling?
Yes, when I look at
holistically,
the journey of an artist. I would say a Whoopi who has done everything. I would say a Felicia Rashad who has gracefully just different pieces of each.
And I can see you in both of them because they are so loved, so unproblematic, and they're layered with artistry.
Yes, amazing. And then male, I would say Will Smith. You know, you can't deny.
Never.
You can, despite anything else, you cannot deny the human that he is, his heart, and his artistry. It's just from the start from Will Smith. I love that how he started and then just continued to go.
Yeah, Fresh Prince is a lesson on its own because he wanted to be an artist. Yeah. He was cool with like, I want to rap. And when somebody called him, he's like, oh, what? Act? Sounds almost like Tyrese as well. He just wanted to sing. The Coke commercial, he was like, I want to sing. And when they called him to act, he almost didn't respond because he's like, I don't know anything about that. I don't understand that. What I want to do is sing. But what we didn't realize, you can do it all. There's no box.
Yep, exactly.
So that's amazing because Whoopi, longevity wise, I wish she would do masterclass. I don't know if she does.
Viola too. Like Viola just heard
phenomenal.
She is everything. I look at Kerry Washington, how she started and everything that she's doing from directing and producing now.
And I remembered her as just she was a guest star on the movie Save the Last Dance, and this was 21 years ago, but I remember her. She's so strong.
And then the guy that played her brother is now, she's producing and directing a show on Hulu called Unreasonable Doubt. She has him starring in it. And he don't look a day older than what he did
20 years ago. And that's one of my favorite movies, but she wasn't even the focus. And I remember her lines. I remember her looks. And the way she was just in it. I mean, Carrie. Carrie.
She was the reason why I had my wine every Wednesday. Or TGIT Thursday with Scandal. And they're like, what we had next? She was captivating. Or she is captivating.
She's very captivating. She blew me away. She did a speech for the NAACP in 2005. And that takes you from looking at a person and calling them, Olivia Pope or their character name to getting to know the person. Philanthropy is bananas for her, and her passion for us. It is overwhelming that she's that brilliant on and off set. Regina King on and off set. Like there are great actresses, but none that affect you kind of like them. And I see you headed that way, sis. And I love it because when people are like, "Well, how is she?" I'm like, don't let the character fool you. She can become her, but she is so sweet and down to earth, and none of this has shifted you. You were grounded, so you were ready, and that's a beautiful thing. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Because Hollywood is not for the faint at heart. We do know that. So how do you stay inspired and hopeful through highs and lows, which you kind of gave us? You had not necessarily lows, but just, maybe I'm not good enough. You know,
it started off really low, like depressingly low. When I moved to Atlanta, it wasn't like a move and it was like a move. Okay, it's cool. Okay, where are we?
I'm in the mouth.
Literally, like
where people like for you to be. How about that?
Okay, but God,
because we have talked about that.
Yeah,
let's let people into our phone call, if you will, just a little bit. I told you God had placed you on my heart, and I said, Chris, significantly, you're not headed down, you're headed up, and there are some people that you were hoping would be ready to celebrate you because they know how much you walked through. So I just wanted to release you from that, because I don't want you to feel down. They can't handle it. There's not enough oxygen for them where you're going, so they can't rise with you. And I was in tears for you because I know what that's like. Not that there's any similarity in the level as far as I'm not an actress. I'm just saying, when you do have successful moments and you're thinking, oh, my cousin, the one that I told about, they're going to be excited, and then you can't find them. It hurts.
It does. And it was crazy when you said that. I was literally going through that. I was literally having a conversation at that moment about that. And it was like 12 o'clock. It was late.
It was late.
We were all sitting outside of Brian's house. Yep, Brian's house. And I looked at my phone and I was like, y'all, they were like, I've got chills again. Good Lord. It was just crazy. I was like, wow, that was definitely a godsend, a moment where we were in alignment, or you were in alignment to get it to me, because I was literally like, I don't know, like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel the support that I thought I would feel from certain people.
You know what? I want us to be better about that. Even if somebody's doing something that you want to do, God is watching your heart towards the where for the person that you want to go. If you can't celebrate everybody else, what makes you think that you're worthy of a platform? I feel empowered by empowering other women. I feel celebrated myself because I see myself in another Black woman who's, running her race. Why hate when there is so much for all of us? And when one wins, we all win.
We do.
We do.
Because the women that came before me that I would watch and see, I'm not doing exactly what I want to do. I would take, if I'm close enough, I'm taking and learning. I'm like, if I'm this close to you, I know if this is for me, I'm in the room for a reason. Yeah. So like, look at that as a blessing in itself, because you can learn so much. So when it is your time, you're ready because you're taking it all in versus like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
But
it is nice.
Yeah.
No, it's not supposed to be you for that reason.
And that's how people feel like it's supposed to be me. And I'm like,
yeah.
It could be.
And it will be if you find rest where you are.
Yeah. And that's another thing. My mom used to always say that. She said, God is not going to bless you more if you're not grateful for where you are right now. She said,
you're not grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in the business of giving you all of your dreams, whether you work 20 years, as an unknown. It could take him 6 months to bring your name in front of all of the places that can fulfill all the dreams that you want. It's just like, are you going to let him do it, or are you going to do it?
Right.
Because when you do it, it can be a mess.
A whole mess.
We know that.
Yeah.
So, girl, you can also sing.
Yes.
She sings, y'all. She's a singer. My boo can sing. So tell us a little bit more about music.
Yeah.
And what do you want to do with that?
Yes, more. It's funny. Speaking of, we spoke on Tina Gordon earlier and Will Packer. This past summer, I did my first feature film with them.
Yeah.
Called Praise This. Yes, and I sang in that. That was my first, singing debut in the TV and film world. So we did that, and that was a full circle moment because Will Packer did Song PR2. He produced that I was a background on, and became a featured background.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the day I was sitting in the rain. They're like, "You, where's the jacket? Come here. We're going to make you Pooh Charles' girlfriend." I was like, okay. I didn't know what was going on. But that was a complete full circle moment for that being my first feature. So for me, a lot of people ask me, do I want to be a recording artist again? And I want to sing, but I don't want to be a recording artist. The music industry is such a male-dominated industry. It's really hard for a woman to navigate that if you don't have the right team behind you.
Yeah.
Not saying that Hollywood isn't either, but I feel a little more supported when it comes to that and protected because of certain union laws that they put in place for us. But I want to do Disney musicals and things like that, voiceovers. So I really want to get into that world.
I don't blame you. I love the voices. I love voiceovers.
Yes.
Love Cree Summers. Nobody greater. She's one of my idols.
Yes.
I just love her so much. So it is amazing. You can use the gift without having to be defined by it.
Yes.
Instead of saying, I'm a singer or I'm an author. No, you're Crystal.
Yeah.
And within Crystal, she is this, and this. And so it's a both and. So we're not letting it go, but we're just not a singer.
Right.
We're not a singer only. It's more to her in totality. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so what else? Like, how are you feeling like juggling other aspects? Listen, Fatima's not letting up, Sister's not letting up.
No.
You had another feature film, you got some other things on the horizon. How do you juggle it all?
You know what? For me,
how do you decide yes to this and I will pass on that?
I have gotten really, really good at saying no because I just want to make everybody happy. Yes. And you start spreading yourself really thin when you do that. So I have just taken on the word no, and I'm okay with that. It's kind of freeing too when you're like, no. Because when you do things you don't really want to do, you feel a little bonded. You're like, oh.
And then your creativity is
stifled.
Limited. It's a lot.
Yeah, so for me, my releases are working out. I love fitness. I love to travel abroad. It's something about leaving the United States that just frees me. Yeah. I don't feel like it's the way they move over there, the way they think, and it's just a different type of lifestyle where you just feel like at peace. Yeah. And we went this summer and somebody was like, man, he's like, it's so much going on over in the States. He's like, I didn't realize how much I needed this. Yeah. And I was like, yeah,
just getting away and letting God speak to you. Yes. It's beautiful.
It is.
Because you can say it's a great idea, but is it a God idea and is it God's idea for me?
For me,
Those are what we should do. So anyway, it's been so fun talking to you guys, talking to you, hoping that, people get a little bit more information about Crystal, the woman, and that now as actress and singer and philanthropist and multifaceted and layered. We can't wait to continue to celebrate you and just to follow your trajectory because it's been so beautiful, and you're teaching women that it's okay to be patient wherever you are. It's okay to embrace where you are. It's okay to embrace the lows, the highs, and everything in between, and just wait on your season because when it's your season, honey, baby, it's your season. Yeah, okay?
And a lot of things get sacrificed when it's your season. Love life.
You think you want it all?
You're like,
speaking of that,
everything.
Do we have any booze?
No, not right now.
Y'all hear that? Well, for the guys that might be walking by your girl's phone or device, she said she don't have nothing on there.
Yeah, so no.
But don't be holding Fatima against her. She ain't gonna shoot you, and she might. But
And that's another thing. It's hard a lot of men aren't comfortable with like dating a woman who is an actress, kissing another man. It's a lot. It's a lot. So, like, my person would have to be very secure in us, in himself.
Like Kate.
Yes.
Because she does it so well.
Yes. Kadeen, I love you. Yes. Like, she is everything. That's my girl. She called and checked on me yesterday because she knew I was exhausted. Yeah. Like, that's my girl. She, me and DeVal both by castmate, we could not have had a better support system than his wife. Yeah. She's phenomenal.
I need a male Kate. We can learn. So yes, one that can be like secure and help
do your thing.
Do your thing, boo. But I know you come.
Yes. And he is.
So, what else can we look forward to seeing you in? I know you got Praise This coming up. We've got more seasons of Sisters in Fatima we're excited about. But is there anything else sure coming down the pipeline?
Not yet. No, I'm still auditioning. It's still a grind.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even we were shooting the past 2 weeks, and there were days where I would have to come in, and my agent sent an audition. I would have to tape it right before I go on the set, like just trying to stay afloat, because once this wraps, life goes on.
Yeah.
So I have to find time to do those things as well. But no, just constantly auditioning. So hopefully something soon. But you'll be the first to know once. You know, I'm gonna call you.
So I can pray, girl.
Yes, you're right.
I was saying, what we got going on? Let's see. Chris, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. You guys, please follow her on all social media. Anytime you see the hashtag Fatima, that's your girl. It's been beautiful having this conversation with you. Thank you for joining me on Unfiltered, my podcast. I love so much.
Oh.
And love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you for having me.
Love you. Listen, I hope you guys enjoyed Chris. Her story is absolutely phenomenal, and I hope you know her a little bit better. So let's get into this Av's Advice segment, one of my favorites, as we wrap today's show of Av Unfiltered. This is a submission that I received, so I'm already about to jump out of this chair because I cannot stand people like this, but here we go. Dear Av, my best friend is adamant that that this man isn't the one. Every single time he comes around us, he feels her dislike for him. It's bordering on disrespect at this point. Listen, I love my friend. She's my sister, been down since forever, but my man, he may just be the one. And it's real hard trying to play referee when I feel they need to figure out a way to get along because of their love for me. Like, we are most likely going to be together for real. So what am I supposed to do with this? I can't figure this out. Whew. Honey, listen to me. I want to tell you to actually take a moment and get them both in a room and be like, listen, if you love me, you will try your best to find common ground with me because of your love for me. I look at my sister friend and I be like, listen, I know you've held me down. I know you had my best interest at heart. You've presented your case. I'm still here. So apparently there's something that I love about this person. So I would lovingly like your support, until which time, whatever you're saying comes to pass or not. And if it doesn't, I need you to just find a way to love me enough to accept that my decision is mine to make and move on from there. And then on his side, maybe have a conversation without me in it and y'all try to figure this thing out. But the truth is I don't think either one of them are going anywhere. So they do need to find common ground. And that's the word of the day. Common ground. Find common ground in a respectful way and find some objectivity in both relationships, knowing that your love, both of you all's love for you, should be something that is easily recognizable to the point where you get to level the playing field with your shoulda, woulda, couldas. And I don't think this is going to work. Take your negative Nancy somewhere else, sister girl. She's in love and he might be the one. So you going to let your friendship go because you don't like him, or you going to support her until otherwise? Think about it. Listen, all this and more on Av Unfiltered. And if you would like my advice at any point, you can email me at AVE Unfiltered at AventureGradeCo. Don't leave out the CO.com. So email me. Hopefully your story will get chosen and I'll give you my best answer possible from a true and authentic place. So please like, share, and follow my page. Follow me on all social media. Follow Crystal on Instagram, Twitter. Keep up with Fatima because Fatima's going to give it to you every time. I'm telling you. And I can't wait to see you next time. That's been another episode of Abs Unfiltered. God bless.